Good evening. This week, a 6.5 magnitude earthquake hit Puerto Rico, leaving thousands without power and reminding us that the Caribbean sits on active fault lines. The people of Haiti know that all too well, as the island nation continues to recover from a devastating earthquake that hit 10 years ago this month, killing an estimated 300,000 people. Among the dead, Brittany Gengel, a Massachusetts native and college student who had big plans for her future and for Haiti. Her story and that of her family is the subject of a new documentary, Heartache and Hope in Haiti, narrated by our former colleague, Susan Warnick.
The earthquake rocked this impoverished Caribbean nation late this afternoon.
The injured are taken to hospital in a country which simply doesn't have the infrastructure to cope.
On January 12, 2010, a 7-point earthquake struck near the capital city of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, killing over 300,000 people. Caught in the disaster, a group of Lynn University students and 2 faculty members who'd arrived in Haiti as part of a humanitarian aid mission, Journey of Hope. They were housed at the Hotel Montana, the site of a massive collapse. One of those students killed was Brittany Gengel, along with 5 others in her mission group.
What happened in Haiti changed Britt's heart, that she really wanted to come and help the children of Haiti because she knew that they needed help, and that's who she was. Those that needed the help the most, that's who she wanted to help. So the text message that she had sent me 3 hours before the earthquake, they love us so much and everyone is so happy. They love what they have and they work so hard to get nowhere, yet they're all so appreciative. I want to move here and start an orphanage myself. And so many people heard her words and people wanted to help us and they wanted to make her last wish come true. And that's how Be Like Britt started.
Britt was a beacon of light for the family. She was very confident, loving, compassionate. She was a great girl. And it's extremely painful even to this day to think about her death and to think about that she was she was real. She was my sister. I loved her more than life itself, and I protected her here when she was alive, and I promised her, protect her forever in this life and throughout eternity.
She was a very real person. I always think sometimes people really hype her up into this almost goddess, and I love it because she'd get a crack out of it and she'd be like, absolutely, I'm a goddess. You should think that, thank you. At the end of the day, she was my big sister. After 10 years, I still carry that person around with me, just thinking who she was and who she was going to be.
Like, I want her here so bad next to me. And so when people ask me, do you feel her in Haiti, do you think? But then I have to giggle because I know she's so in charge down here. I know that she's the one really coordinating everything because this was her last wish. And so when I do look around in Haiti and I see these children, I really do feel, that Brittany is here. But as her mom, selfishly, I just wish she was with me all the time.
When you lose a child, it's the most painful thing of any parent. It takes the life out of you. You don't really heal. You learn how to function in a way that allows you at moments to enjoy your life. And with me, it's been about embracing change.
Finding an outlet for their grief, the Gengel family formed the Be Like Britt Foundation that built an orphanage where children live in a safe, nurturing environment. They thrive and learn. They will grow into adults with a bright future.
When I received the phone call that Britt was rescued, that Britt was on a helicopter to Port-au-Prince Airport, that, and I quote, come down to Florida tonight and you will have your daughter in your arms. To go to Lynn University and to have the president of the college look us in the eyes with tears in his eyes and said, "We got wrong intel. We don't have your daughter." To lose your daughter or your sister twice in 48 hours is just unfathomable. And that is why we honored Britt and her legacy, because we had to show the world that something good could come out of something so horrific. So forever and ever, people flying overhead into Haiti will see her home and understand that the bee is symbolic of Brittany.
Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and many Haitians struggle to find clean water, reliable electricity, and steady jobs. When the Gangle family began building an orphanage on the island, their goal was twofold: help the local economy and fulfill Brittany's last wish.
Just 7 months after Brittany's body was recovered, land was purchased in Grand Goave, Haiti, to build the orphanage.
I came down with Len in September of 2010, and we came here to Grand Goave, and we walked up this hill and we saw the land, and I looked at Len and I said, "This is it."
I mean, the first time I went down was when we started ripping out the rocks and the clay in the mountainside. And that was so much fun. I felt like an old-time worker. I had a pickaxe. I was out there just chipping away, and it was so funny. But after a half hour, I passed out of heat exhaustion. It astounded me, the work ethic of the people and how willing they were to put in this hard work for not just themselves, but for the charity and for the kids, and the understanding of what it was going to do for the community. And it was so amazing to me to see 150 employees just out there grinding away.
We could have hired an excavator to do the digging in maybe a week, but we wanted to create jobs. And what you have to understand about Haiti, it's all about jobs, creating economy. And that's what we did. We hired over 100 guys from the mountain, and we created economy. And that's what matters. It was simple, you know, if we're building this building to honor Brittany, we just needed to have the symbolism of the bee. And how symbolic is that? So forever and ever, people flying overhead into Haiti will see her home and understand that the bee is symbolic of Brittany. We have 33 boys and 33 girls, which of course is symbolic of the 33 days Britt was missing in the rubble at the Hotel Montana. I think it's extremely important for people to understand that we were not going to build a building that was not earthquake-proof. We lost our daughter because the most glorious hotel in all of Haiti pancaked and collapsed. And we are not going to do that in a building that's going to honor our daughter. We have the same seismic standards as San Francisco. We have a 9.0 as the design of the building. In Haiti, there's a lack of resources on a daily basis. And so We have a clear goal, and our goal is to be self-sustaining. And that's a challenge in Haiti because there's very little of anything. And sometimes you can get fuel, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have water, sometimes you can't. Electricity is not 24/7, it's about 6 to 8 hours a day, and it's extremely expensive. So our goal was to go off the grid, and we did that almost immediately. Within the first year, we installed 100 solar panels on our roof with 72 double-sized maintenance-free batteries, and we get about 14 to 16 hours a day off of the solar. We found a pastor in Jacksonville, Florida, that invented a nanotechnology water filter system. That system gives us the purest water that you could ever imagine. But what it allows us to do when we have an ample amount of water in our well is to give 500 to 1,000 gallons of water a day to our community.